Good evening, and welcome to Creative Broadcasting, the station of unlimited possibilities, presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting, and co-founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLC. Tonight I have an amazing special VIP guest, the amazing Dr. Cozette White. A little bit about her. Dr. White is the founder and CEO of My Financial Home Enterprises, a global financial firm providing comprehensive accounting, tax, and business management services. Our specialized professional services expertise allows us to focus on your financial needs to keep your business profitable while you stay focused on your clients. My Financial Home has been featured in Forbes magazine and named one of the Boss Network's top 50 companies 2 years in a row. As Kamika Smith, the founder and CEO of the Boss Network, put it, without question, she's brilliant at teaching others to leverage their unique gifts and qualities into a financial windfall. Dr. White's advice has been called upon by CBS This Morning, NBC, ABC, and Fox television stations. She has been featured on numerous radio shows, including Radio 1 and iHeartRadio. She's a recurring voice to millions, making regular appearances in various national media outlets, including Black Enterprise, Forbes, Women of West, Upscale, the Huffington Post, and countless newspapers across the country. Dr. Cozette's personal and professional achievements have not gone unnoticed, and through the years she has been awarded. In 2018, the Top Business Award by the Boss Network. In 2018, Top Female Expert by HuffPost. 2018, Bestseller Author, Unveiling the Best. 2017, Top Business Award by the Boss Network. 2017, Lifetime Achievement Award by President Barack Obama. 2017 bestseller and author, Attracting the Best. 2017, 10 Women Speakers to Know, Jazzy Creative Magazine. 2017, Top 6 Leaders of the Month, Womail Magazine. And 2016, Wealth Builder Extraordinary by Women of Wealth Magazine. Welcome to the table, the amazing Dr. Cozette White.
Hello. Hi, Ashley. Thank you so much for reading that. Thank you so much for inviting me on to the show tonight. I am thrilled, and I am excited, and I am ready to pour into your guest.
Amazing. I just want to say you have an amazing bio, and it is an honor to interview you tonight. So I just want to thank you for taking time out to come on here to share your amazing wisdom and knowledge with my listeners.
You're welcome.
So would you please tell our listeners more about your entrepreneur journey?
Absolutely. I love to share my journey with individuals because they think that, maybe all of this happened overnight. But I've always had a passion, and I've always been compassionate about playing with numbers. Back in high school, when I was deciding what it was that I wanted to do, I actually had a mentor, a high school teacher, take me under the wing, and she recommended to me at that time that I major in accounting, and she pretty much said, you'll always have a job in accounting, and there will always be something for you to do if you want to go the entrepreneur route, if you want to work in corporate America. So I took her advice, Mrs. Paramore, and I went on and registered in accounting, so on and so forth. But I remember my very first job, you all. I remember it was tax time, and I asked my grandmother, who is 100 this year, I asked her if she would help me do my income tax return. And my grandmother said, baby, you need to go get a pencil and a piece of paper, and we can do this thing together because I'm going to show you how to do this. So it was then at that point that I learned how to do an income tax return. That was years ago. But I have been with income taxes since that time. I started doing them for my girlfriends, my friends in college, and one thing just led to another. By the time you all, I had graduated from college, of course I had a job in accounting. I was still doing income taxes. And so that first couple of months out of college, while I was working at JOB, I went to school to learn how to do taxes. And I have literally been doing taxes since the time that I came out of school. Now, just for some of you who are like on the edge, not sure if you want to quit your job or if you want to stay, you're on the fence. Let me just share this with you. I didn't quit the full-time job. I was doing my full-time job as an accountant, and I was still working my business on the side because, see, back then, tax season for me was it was a hobby, but it was a hobby for me. It wasn't truly a business back then, but it was a hobby. So I wasn't ready to take that leap and, I had just got in corporate America, but I wasn't ready to come out. But I stayed in corporate America, you all, for 20 years doing both before I really said enough is enough. I'm tired of corporate America, and I want to grow my own business, and I want to make more, and I want to do more, and I want to help people. All the knowledge that I learned sitting behind the desk, I took all of that skill set and turned it into my own business, and now I am a successful business owner. Hear me clearly. I am in 29 states and 4 countries. Even after sitting behind the desk for all those years, I've been able to grow the business successfully, sustainably, and be able to pay the bills at home and have a business outside of this place that I'm sitting in right now, which is my home office.
Well, it's super congratulations, Dr. Cozette, on everything that you're doing, because you're amazing. You're in 29 states and 4 countries. That is super amazing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
What would you say to the listener that is, in the tax business that wants to, follow your footsteps, but, they want to jump? I know you stated that you waited 20 years to do it, but you probably would have done it sooner. So what would you say to the listener that, want to step out and do that and go into the finance business, and leave their 9 to 5?
I would say, here's what I say. If you are young and you can do it, I would say do it. Make sure you have a savings at least 3 to 6 months to fall back on, because there is going to come a time where you're going to fall back. I've had plenty of bruises on my knees. I've fallen down many a times as a business owner. There's been things that I failed at as a business owner, things that I neglected to do, which caused me money on the back end. So I would say find someone that you look up to. Allow that person to be your mentor and follow that person, shadow that person, work underneath that person as much as possible so that you can learn, so that when you're really ready to step out on your own, we all have fear. We all have it, but when you're ready to step out on your own, you can do it. Because one thing that I can say to anyone who is considering a business in taxation, you don't want to screw up on nobody's money.
Right.
You don't want to mess up on nobody's income tax. You really, really don't, because it's like a domino effect. You mess up on one, you mess up on another one. People talk and people know each other in the community. So you want to have your I's dotted and your T's crossed and make sure you know what you're doing before you sit down to start preparing returns, because so much can come from being a tax preparer. I mean, for me, I have the background, and others who may not have that accounting background, but you can take this business and grow it in so many different areas as we talk about finances, as we talk about money, as we talk about financial literacy, as we talk about going back into the community and giving back. There's so many things that we can do to educate our own people.
I love it. So, Dr. Cozette, you are a best-selling author. You actually was the first African-American woman to release 5 best-selling books in the world and in the finance arena, correct?
Yes, that is absolutely correct. This past March, I made history.
Yes, you did. Super congratulations.
Thank you.
So yeah, they're all. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You can go ahead, Dr. Cozette.
I was just going to say they're all books on finance, personal finance as well as business finance, you all. And all you need to do, you can head over to Amazon.com. Just put in my name, Dr. Cozette M. White, and all the books will come up. But like I said, they're personal finance and business finance.
Please go support her. As I stated, she is amazing. She has a lot of wisdom and knowledge, and she practices what she preaches. So make sure you go support her and get her books. So, Dr. Cozette, let's talk about your amazing chapter in one of your books called Unveiling the Mask. Can we talk more about that chapter?
Yes. Let me just tell you guys real briefly. Unveiling the Mask is my story of what I went through. I was involved in a domestic violence a physical abuse marriage. And unveiling the mask is really just taking that mask off and telling the world what really went on, how I ended up in the predicament that I ended up in as it relates to my finances. And this chapter here that we're going to be talking about very briefly tonight is all about financial healing. And part of that financial healing, I had to identify who I was, what type of spender I was before I could really start getting back on track. So tonight we're talking about chapter 1, which is financial healing. And in the book, it just helps us, number one, with identifying the fact that we have problems. Now, let's face it. I counsel people, I talk to people, I sit in front of people all the time talking about money, and it's hard to get individuals to open up about finances, about money. It's just a thing that people are ashamed, they're afraid. But listen, once you identify with yourself, when you open up and say, yes, I have a problem, I have a spending problem, I don't know how to balance a checkbook, I don't know how to save, then that's number one. It's just like going to Alcohol Anonymous and making it known to the world that you have a problem. So listen, there's 4 types. There's more, depends on who the research is being done by, but there's a quiz in here, you all. It's called Money Personality Quiz. And it'll help you identify what type of spender you are. And I'm just going to read one of the questions in here, maybe 2, but one. It just says, honestly, how do you drive your car? Reluctantly, you wish to be chauffeured. Cautiously and safely, you are a defensive driver. Quickly and aggressively, you do not let anyone get in your way. Or anxiously, there is not a crazy driver out there besides me. So I took my readers through 17 questions so that they can identify what type of spender they are. And in the end, this book will help you determine if you are a saver, if you are an avoider, if you are a warrior, or if you are a big spender. Okay? So let me say that again, a saver, avoider, warrior, or a big spender. I know time is short and I can't go through what each and every one of those are, but we know what a saver is, right? They're very frugal. They're tight with their money. They clip coupons out probably. They can't wait to see their money grow. And then, of course, we know the big spender. They just, if there's something on sale and they don't have the money, they know it's going to bounce, but they're going to be the one buying it. So I say get the book, Unveiling the Mask. Go through all of the chapters. This is one of my favorite ones because it's a favorite one. But learn what type of personality you have as we talk about money. And it can help in a lot of different ways, you all. It can help you in your relationships when you are dating. You know, maybe he's a spender, she's a saver. Maybe he's an avoider and you're a spender. You need to understand those things because it can help you in the relationship. It can help the two of you decide who's going to handle the finances. Are we going to do them together? We're going to let you do it. We're going to let us do it. How are we going to do it? So grab the book, read that chapter, and then there's some other quizzes in the book as well, Ashley.
Amazing. And I know you started to open up a little bit about the money personalities. So could you give us some examples of some different money personalities, Dr. Cozette?
Sure. Of course, like I just said, we have our avoider. Now, the avoider is someone who maybe the mail comes and they know that maybe they have an IRS notice, but they don't want to deal with it. So they're going to put that in the stack over there with the envelopes that have not been opened in 7 months. I'm just exaggerating, but there's probably someone out there that hasn't opened the mail in 7 months. But that's our avoider. They avoid money conversations. They avoid anything as it relates to finances except for spending it at all costs. They will allow their mate to take over all of the all of the paying the bills, everything. That's our avoider. And then the worrier is someone who is very cautious. They're always worrying about how they're going to make ends with, say, daycare, how they're going to make ends with paying that car note. Those are all examples of the warrior, the saver, the big spender, and then the avoider. So those are 4 different types. And once you determine which type you are, then that can help you navigate whether you are poor with saving. You know, maybe you need to get a coach. Maybe you need to get an accountability partner who can help you stay on track. I took the test, but I knew what I was from the beginning. I'm a saver. So I'm a saver. My family tells me I'm tight. I'm a saver. And, you know, it's just one of those things. I spend money on what I want to, and then I save. But if it's something I want, I'm going to get it, bottom line. Right. But in the meantime, I do save. So it helps me. It helps me in my relationships. That's how it really helps me. And it can help whoever's out there listening as well.
So please support Dr. White and get the book and learn more about this because it's so important. And you touched on relationships, Dr. White, because, you know, unfortunately, finances have been a struggle with relationships. That has ruined some relationships and some marriages, too. So can you touch more on that? Because I think when people are dating, they're not as upfront as they should be. And then when they get into the marriage, then sometimes that creates, you know, other problems.
Right, absolutely. I think as individuals, when we decide to date, number one, I, as a financial expert, I don't agree with laying all your cards out on the table in the initial months. I think that there comes a time and a place as to when you can open up and have that conversation with someone that you're dating, especially if you know that it's going in a direction where things look serious. You definitely should open up slowly, but don't lay all the cards on the table. And I'm not saying hide anything either, but what I'm saying is approach it in a mature way. If you know that it's moving in a direction where the two of you are getting serious, then by all means, you will need to disclose the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's best to be upfront versus hiding it, and then they find out later on, because then that means that you're not being honest, you're deceitful. So who wants to date someone that they can't trust? Just be honest. You know, you just never know which way it'll go. But I'm a firm believer as well as yours is over here and mine is over here until we come together as one. Now, everyone may not believe in that. Some believe in joint, you know, bringing your money together earlier on. But what's yours is yours until we say I do, and what's mine is mine until we say I do. But as we're talking about relationships and money as well, you all, don't just think about money when the tangible side of it. Think about the legacy. Think about when two people come together, you know, you want to make sure that as your assets grow, you have wills and living trust in place, you have protection in place, life insurance. You have all those things that sometimes, you know, we see it all the time. We see these celebrities, they pass, and you would think that they would have things in order, right? But that's not necessarily true. You know, we can think of the last, who was it, John Singleton, Aretha Franklin. Yep. Look at Prince. Look at all of those. I mean, we could go on and on and on and on. So it's important to get your finances in order while you can. While you can, because I could go out there, any of us could go out there, have an accident, and we may not be in a situation where we can make decisions over our finances. But guess what? We don't have the proper paperwork in place, the directives, who's going to be in charge of the finances. So do it now versus later. Forget the mindset of, I ain't got it. I ain't got nothing to leave. You know, you do have something. Don't leave the burden on your family. Don't leave the burden on your family. So I know I kind of veered off, but it still goes into relationships and financial responsibility, you all.
Yes, so please, definitely, and I know you open up more in the book, Dr. Cozette White, so make sure you go get the book to learn more about what she's talking about, because this is so true. And I know we're gonna move on after this, but I want you to touch more on, I know you just talked about, you know, making sure we're prepared because anything can happen. So what are some steps you would let our listeners do in order to start preparing for that? Because I think some people are more so maybe afraid to start preparing, you know, for things that might happen, like death or accidents or anything. So what are some things that they could do, some resources they could use to prepare for that?
Those are good questions, and I want all of you to know, great questions, Ashley. I do have chapters in the book on all of that, the life insurance, the wills, the trust, all of that. But listen, what you all need to do, I don't care what age you are in, which group, if you're a millennial, if you are, in your 40s, your 50s, now is the time to really sit down with someone that can put you in, can get you a will or a living trust put together. That means sitting down, thinking about all your assets, thinking about everything that you have that you want to leave. Who do you want to oversee it? Who do you want to manage the money if you have young children? And what age do you want the money to be released to the children? Those are all things that you need to just make an appointment with a financial advisor. Make an appointment with someone that can really direct you and drive you in the right direction. Make sure you get references. Make sure you do your homework. Make sure you're going to someone that you trust and you get a good vibe for them. That know, like, and trust. If you don't feel, the good vibes, then keep it stepping and go to the next person. But that's to get the finances in order, for leaving a legacy and to putting things in place. But also, for those of you who are not saving, if you are not saving and you work a 9 to 5, you need to have some money going into a 401k. If your company is matching, you're leaving money on the table. Bottom line, you are leaving money on the table if you are not in a 401k where the employer is matching. The other thing you guys can do, which is very, very simple as a way to get into a routine to start saving, is to set up a savings account, one which you don't have easy access to, and just do direct deposit every week into that account. Before you know it, depending on how much you're putting in there, you get paid every 2 weeks. Before you know it, it'll be at $500. Before you know it, it'll be at $1,000. Before you know it, and don't look at it, don't touch it. Just know that the money is going there, and who knows? At the end of the year, maybe you'll have $2,000 going over to that account, and maybe you want to do something like transfer it into a money market or transfer it into a CD. Transfer it into something that's gaining a little bit more interest, because it's not gaining much in a savings account, right? We all know that.
Right.
So
Right.
Just start in baby steps if you're not one that has ever, really thought about saving, or maybe you thought about it, but you weren't taught how to save. You're afraid to save. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough money to save. I guarantee you, I'm talking to you out there, I guarantee you if you start with just $20 a pay period, even if you're making little to nothing, just take that 20 and just put it away, tuck it away, and before you know it, you may have something, a down payment if you're trying to move, whatever the case may be. Okay?
All right. So, Dr. White, you are the CEO of My Financial Home Enterprises. So you please share with the listeners more about your company and how we can purchase your services.
Absolutely. So we are an accounting firm. We specialize in helping business owners grow their business. We take a look at where you are actually leaving money on the table. Every single time, Ashley, when I sit down with a business owner, I always find where the holes are, why they are not making the money that they want to. Sometimes it's little shifts in the business. It may mean shifting your prices. Other times, it's not necessarily the pricing. It could be that the business owner or the company as a whole is overspending in areas that are not needed to grow the business. Maybe they're spending money on advertising, but they're not getting a return on their investment. So that's what I do with my companies that I work with. I also look at tax saving strategies, and I tell every single business owner that I sit with, if I can save you $10,000 this year with the Internal Revenue Service, and then for the next 10 years, we're going to save that $10,000 for the next 10 years, that's $100,000 that I've saved you just by sitting with you and assessing your business. So those are some of the things that I do. As far as the product for the consumers, we do have products for you. We have our Financial Fitness Boot Camp. We also have what I love, because I love teaching the children, our Money, Mommy, and Me course, which is it's 6 modules, but it's great for the kids to teach them about money, teach them about making that first deposit at the bank, teaching them. Some kids don't know what's a dollar, and when I say they don't, they really don't. A nickel, dime, we say they learn it in school, but do they really learn it in school? They don't understand the true value of it. Building a team, what does it look like? What does it look like for a young kid to build a team that they can grow with and that can help them? So the Money Mommy and Me, and then, of course, we have the debt elimination course that we offer for our consumers, along with the books. So that's what we do. That's what we do in 29 states and 4 countries.
So for our business owners who are listening, definitely reach out to Dr. White if you need any of her services. She is an expert in the field. She knows what she's doing, so definitely reach out to her if you need any of her services. So Dr. White, you have been called upon by CBS This Morning, NBC, ABC, and Fox television stations, and you have been a recurring voice to millions making regular appearances in various national media outlets. Would you please share with the listening audience how you have accomplished these amazing goals in the media?
Absolutely. I'm going to start by saying this, and that is a closed mouth does not get fed. Mm-hmm. And what is it that I mean by that? I mean, in each of these opportunities, you all that are listening to me, I reached out to them. I sought after them. I watch certain individuals on certain television shows, etc. And then, of course, I will say this, some of the opportunities came to me just by being in the right place at the right time. For instance, CBS This Morning, I kid you all not who are listening. Out of the blue, it was just one Monday, and the lottery was growing and growing and growing, and my phone rang, and my girlfriend just asked me, would you like to go on CBS This Morning? I'm like, huh? Would I like to? And so that was an opportunity that came to me simply because of someone that I knew, my circle of influence, the circle that I associate with. We all know that we are like the people that we hang around with, right? So in this particular circle, and I have multiple circles, but in this particular circle, she was able to reach out to me and extend the opportunity. But I think for those of you that are trying to get in the media, it's really about being an expert, a subject matter expert in your field. It's really about being flexible, and it's really about just knowing what to say and how to say to the media. And there's people out there that will teach you what to say, how to pitch. And I'm going to give another little tip. Play out there on social media. Become friends with, on LinkedIn, individuals that may work for whatever station is in your local area. I've been trying to get on a local station here. I reached out to someone back around Christmas time, you all. He literally reached out to me about 3 weeks ago and said, sorry it's taken me 4 or 5 months to get to you. Here is the person you need to contact. Let them know that I personally said you can call them. Here's their personal number and personal email address. Who can ask for much more? He gave me direct contact, direct. And then let me just share this last thing. How have I been able to secure the bag, so to speak? I was invited to Fox. I came home, I made a post on social media, and what happened after that? The host, he liked my post. In the spare of the moment, I said to them, you guys need a money matters expert on your show. He said, great idea. Let me give you my personal email address so that you can send that to me, and I'll forward it to the producer. Weeks went by. I was patient. I reached out. Long story short, after some negotiating, I was in the door, you all. So I started out by saying a closed mouth doesn't get fed, right?
Right.
So that's what I mean. Sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zone, get away from that fear that's kind of pulling us to our seat, and just be bodacious and just ask for what we want. All we can get is a yes or a no. Now, I've been told no a lot of times, and I'm sure many of you that are listening to this call tonight, this interview tonight, have been faced with no. But no is just an opportunity for you to keep forging forward so that you can get that yes. That's all it is. You have to go through the no's in order before you get to the yeses, you all. If you don't get to the yeses, you're not working hard enough.
Right.
So expect more no's than yeses.
Yes, and you shared some amazing nuggets, Dr. White. But one thing that really stood out was when you stated, when you were speaking to the local station, you pretty much figured out how you can incorporate yourself into, being a guest on their show, right?
Yes,
So,
yes.
that was a great way to, work your way in there. So would you kind of talk to the listeners a little bit more about that? Because I think, when people are reaching out, like you said, they're afraid of rejection, but you have to figure out how you can help them as well, correct?
Right. Now, here's the great thing about that, and good thing you brought that up. Let's take ourselves out of the equation, first of all, because it's not about us. It's about what can you do for that particular show's audience. So you have to think about the audience. And every show is not a great show for you.
Right.
If you're a therapist, then I don't know, you may not fit, you may not position well. So you have to place yourself in a media outlet that is right for you. Let's talk about digital printing. Black Enterprise is great for me. Forbes is great for me. Now, a fashion industry, that's not going to be great for me unless I'm talking about how to save on the latest fashions for school or how to save on school clothes or, something of that nature. So we have to make sure that if we are pitching to the media, that we're pitching to the right outlet so that we can get our foot in the door. But listen, you guys, I cannot say this anymore. Make sure you start out there on social media. Just continuously like individuals' information. Do some search, hashtag KTLA, hashtag Fox. Find out some of the executive producers who are out there. Start following them. Start liking their stuff. Just don't do it just to do it, but give them compliments. Say, I saw the show, you look good, you did that. And believe me, they'll start recognizing that you are interacting with them on a regular basis. But do it sincerely, you all. That's all I can really say. But you have to position yourself at the table. Position yourself at the table. The knives, the forks, the cups, the plates, all of it's been laid out. Now you figure out where you need to be in there.
Which brings me to my favorite question that I ask all of my guests, Dr. White. How did you create your seat at the table? We know you have already bought the table, so could you please enlighten us?
Again, I just think it's all about positioning. It's all about not being afraid to get out there and ask for what you want. Nothing that I've put my hands on, you all, have come to me easy, but I've put in the work and I've put in the sweat and I've put in the hours behind, up late, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, getting things done so that I can create my seat at my table and invite other people into my table with me. As a matter of fact, and I love this, how did I create my seat at the table? I'm in a mastermind, and we came up with the name Table for 8. So it's a seat for 8 women at the table to mastermind, to share their ideas, to network, collaborate, and connect together. 8 women not competing, but on all different levels in our careers, our businesses, and helping each other grow to the next level, whatever that next level looks like.
Amazing, amazing. Table for 8. And what people don't understand is when you're successful, when you're reaching back and pulling forward, right? When you're helping someone else get there.
Yes,
that's
exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And if in the table for 8, if I was the smartest one, then it wouldn't be any good for me. I'm in there where people are 10 steps ahead of me, but I need to be in that environment because I'm learning and I'm thriving off of it. But if everybody is at the same level, I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, we're like, we're doing the same thing.
Right. We need a new table. I agree. So we all have our journey, to get to the next level, and you spoke about this throughout the interview. So what did failure teach you, Dr. White?
I'm going to say failure taught me not to give up. And I'll say that from earlier on when I went in business. I opened up a business called A Basket Affair a long time ago, and I thought I was going to be selling gift baskets. But failure set in. And when I mean failure set in, I went into business with a family member, and long story short, I was held with all the financial obligations, and I just remember it was all because we didn't have a partnership agreement set up, and I was signing my name on the dotted line, and I was stroking the checks for everything. So when the financial obligation came down from the bank, who got hit? I did. So failure has taught me I can't stop just because my knees got bruised. I got to get up, dust them off, let the bruises go away, and move on to the next thing. That is truly what failure has taught me. It's a part of our life. It's a part of our life.
And we have to endure that, right? We have to endure that to get to the next level. A lot of people don't want to endure the pain. They want the reward, but we have to go through that to get to the next level.
Right.
So what did success teach?
Wow, what did success teach me? I have always been ambitious. I have always been a go-getter. When I look back at some of the report cards from elementary school, junior high school, my teachers always said that I was a leader. So I'm just going to say it just taught me to aim high. You know, success means something different for every person. So it's just taught me to continue to go, to aim high, and to always expect the best results at the end, if I can just say it like that.
I love it. So what can we expect from you, Dr. White, the rest of 2019? We know quarter one, you have already made history in quarter one, and now we're in quarter two. So what can we expect from you the rest of 2019?
Well, let's see. So the rest of, I'm going to say this. In all honesty, you all, it's just a moving target. Things have been happening daily. But one thing that you all can expect out of me, I am kicking off my live event in the month of September. It is called Up Level Intensive Weekend Live Event. It is retreat style, and it is here in Oxnard, California at the one and only beachfront property in Southern California, and it is a 3-day event, September 6th through the 8th, and it's all business-driven. It's also some releasing fear, some other things that I can't reveal at all right now. But if you're interested, I will be releasing the full package. I will be releasing everything about the conference the first week of June. So for those of you that are interested, those of you that are interested in coming, just follow me very closely. Follow me closely, and you'll have all the information the first week of June. It will be a very intimate, limited to 30 individuals, so it will sell out fast.
Yes. Please get your tickets for this event because Dr. White is correct. It will sell out. And I know you have a lot of amazing things that you probably haven't even announced, Dr. White, right, for the rest of 2019.
I do. Oh, you know what? The next thing, the first thing, even before the event, as we're talking about books and we're talking about authors, there is a book collaboration coming out. It is called Money, Women, and Power. I am the visionary behind it, and there's 5 other authors. And we are talking all about money, relationships, etc. Women carrying the bag, how do we interact with our partner. So look for it. It'll be out soon, you all. It's Money, what is it, Money, Power?
Money, Women, Power?
Yes, that's what it is. So just follow me. There's so much going on, but great things, all great things, and all giving back to the community and helping others change the trajectory of their financial future.
And I'm just so excited, Dr. White, for all the great things that God is going to continue to do in your life this year. I definitely follow you consistently. You have some amazing things that you're doing. And not only are these great things happening for you, but you're also reaching back and pulling forward, too, on a consistent basis. So I commend you for all the great things that you have going on and that you're doing for other people on top of that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You are welcome. So will you please tell our listeners one more time how they can follow and contact you?
Absolutely. So you all can follow me on all social media outlets under Cozette M. White, and I'm going to spell my name for you. It is C-O-Z as in zebra, E-T-T-E, M. White. So it's at Cozette M. White, and I'm on YouTube under Dr. Cozette M. White. But on all social media outlets, I'd love to connect with you. If you connect with me, just drop me a quick message and say, hey, I heard you on Ashley's show. Love to connect with you, and we will connect somehow, some way, believe me.
Amazing. So I would like to thank you, Dr. White, for taking the time out of your very, very busy schedule to come to the table tonight, and I look forward to bringing you back on the show.
All right. Thank you so much. This has been wonderful, and I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So
All right.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to give a special thanks to Tammy Collins-Marquis and John Schamberger, and I would also like to give a special thanks to author Kimberly McLemore, and I would like to give a special thanks to my intern Sarah from Tennessee State University, and I also have another intern on who I would like to give a special thanks to, which her name is Tyler from Tennessee State University as well. So you all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.